When talking about things you love, it's usually really hard to comprehend and put thoughts onto pages. One of those things for me is 1986, The Color of Money.
Brings him back because at the beginning of The Color of Money, it had been years since he was in a pool hall. Even the character played by John Turturro was like, when was the last time you went on the road? 1961?
Mm-hmm.
So that last scene in The Hustler, when Burt Gordon says, don't ever step in a pool hall again. I mean, that's when he gives up pool and he reinvents himself as a liquor salesman.
Yeah.
So it's done very well for him, obviously, because he's driving a really nice car. He dresses really well.
He knows a lot about that subject, too, as The Hustler proved.
But throughout the course of the movie, there's that midpoint where he reinvents himself again as a pool
He stops
hustler.
getting into it again.
And what a great...
Color of Money is a sequel to a movie called The Hustler, starring Paul Newman. It's about a character named Fast Eddie Felson that deals with alcoholism and struggles with gambling, even to a point of taking a match saying if he lost, he could never step foot in a pool hall ever again. And he lost that match to Minnesota Fats. The Color of Money takes place years after that event. Shows a Fast Eddie Felson successful and not in pool halls playing the game anymore. Through this, we see him very successful selling wine, even talking to a girl that seems to already be in a relationship with Fast Eddie. But during that conversation in the beginning of the movie, we kind of see Paul Newman, Fast Eddie Felson, get pulled into the game by a young prodigy named Vincent, played by Tom Cruise. As Paul Newman's talking to Helen at the bar, planning their night, he instantly hears this hard break from Vincent. In the background, we also hear Carmen saying,
"The snap, Vincent."
That kid's got a sledgehammer break.
And goes into that hard break to pull Paul Newman's Fast Eddie Felson into the game again. So much so, he starts to go over to Carmen and starts hustling her. You're probably wondering, why does this mean a lot to me? And that's a good question. Fast Eddie Felson shows dedication and how perseverance can change someone for the better, but also still have that installed love for the something they started with, and it will never leave them, even bringing them back years later. Myself have overcome a lot of problems in my life, but the one thing that has always been stable for me is movies and the music in them and the love that they bring to me, speaking daily about how much they mean to me. And you see that visibly in Fast Eddie Felson. But you also, in the movie, have characters like Vincent that you admire to and see yourself in. But it instantly becomes competition and trying to destroy that competition, instead of dealing with your own matters. Fast Eddie Felson takes that later on in the movie, even quitting teaching Vincent and starting his own trial to get back into the game. Doesn't matter if he'll lose or win. He's there. But the thing that matters most is that breaking point, where you finally realize that you need to fix yourself and fall in love with the game and go for it again, for the right reasons. But this is something that I will take now in my life and later in my life. And there will always be one line that always sticks in my head forever and ever, said by Paul Newman at the end of the movie.